Hello everyone. I'm Miss Avia. Currently, I will try to convey about software as one topic in Introduction to Computer Science. Okay. Um, so actually, what is the objective of this meeting? Yeah. I will try to convey about the description of two fundamental types of software and the relationship, and then describe the role and main function of the operating system in computer, and then describe the term user interface, and explain the purpose of the following utilities: backup, system restore, disk defragmenter, uninstaller, and screensaver. Identify various operating system, identify the categories of application software, and give example on its category. Yeah, so this is hopefully after you watch this video, you can understand what I try to convey, and can understand what is the software in computer. Okay, so we continue to the definition of software. So software is yeah, it's from two words actually. Yeah, soft and ware. Yeah, and then itu if before midterm. Before midterm, you already studied about the hardware, or inside the box of the hardware. There is motherboard, there is what is it, monitor, yeah, and then so in here we will explain. We will discuss about software, yeah, software. So software is kind of instruction, yeah, that tell a device, yeah, in here is our device is computer, what to do and how to do it, yeah, or sometimes software we call it as a program. So uh, and then one of a key feature of computer program is that they can be run or execute. Yeah, so hardware is physically we explicitly we can touch it, but for software we couldn't touch, but we can check whether our software run well run or not. Yeah, so sometimes you check in your computer, there are so many extension of your file, yeah, and then we can check, yeah, the extension, yeah, if the file is executable, so it means that it's maybe it part of the software. So for example, the file with extension .ext, .dll, .dat, .doc, or .txt, and so on. Yeah. Okay, this is an illustration when we running software. Yeah. So we have hard disk in here, yeah, and then RAM, random access memory. As you already understood that RAM is one, we can say that RAM is a transit zone between hard disk and processor. Yeah, so in here, the operating system program is load from hard disk to the RAM, and then this RAM is load into processor to process. So we can running, or we can run the operating system. And then another example, we when we start word processing to edit document, or make a new document, yeah. So the word processing program and also the document is load from hard disk to the RAM, yeah, random access memory. And then the next one, if we edit the document, yeah, so the first step is the document is only changed in the RAM, yeah, so only changed in the RAM, yeah. When you click the save button, so it means that we save the change of the document to the hard disk, yeah. And as we know that RAM is volatile and hard disk is non-volatile. So if we shut down our computer, all of the data in RAM will be erased, yeah, or will be deleted. But different with hard disk, if we shut down our computer, our data still stay in the hard disk. Yeah. Okay, and then actually there are so many types of software, and as we know that maybe you already you are friendly to use Microsoft Word, or maybe you friendly to use like Google Chrome, yeah. So actually there are two fundamental types of software, yeah. So the first one is we can call it as a system software, and then the next one is application software. For system software, yeah, what is system software? Yeah, so system software, we can say that system software is programs or software that control or maintain, yeah, the operation of the computer and its devices, yeah. So for example is an operating system, yeah. So I don't know currently what is your operating system in your laptop or in your PC. So maybe you use Windows, or maybe Macintosh, or maybe Linux, yeah, or other operating system. And another one is about what can I say is uh, another system software, yeah. There is like utility software and device driver. So when you buy new printer and then you wanna use using your laptop or your PC, you have to install the printer driver first, yeah. If you didn't install the device printer driver, you couldn't you will not use your printer, right? And then another one is utilities, and then also programming languages. And then the next one is application software. Yeah, I think application software is more friendly, and you always use. Yeah, actually, both system software and application software is you always use every day, maybe because currently we are in online course. Yeah, so but you just realize that there is system software, yeah. For application software, this is software with this specific, yeah, specific objective, yeah, specific design for have for helping the our personal tasks, yeah. For example, it's like Microsoft Word, and then spreadsheet software, accounting, finance, or maybe like design, for an example, like Photoshop or video editor, ya, data management graphics, ya, music, and others, ya. So this is application software. And then so we will discuss about the for each type of software more detail one by one, yeah. So the first one we will I will try to convey about operating system, yeah. So in operating system is yeah, it's kind of like we can say that operating system is like CEO of our computer. So CEO is chief executive chief executive operator. So it means that they handle all of the managements, yeah, of our computer, yeah. So we can say in here, yeah, operating system is acts the master controller for all activities, yeah, that take place within a computer system, yeah. So in this is an illustration. So we have hardware in here, yeah, and then uh, uh, we have hardware in here, yeah. For example, we have printer, we have our laptop, and then we have like mouse and etc. If we and then another one, we also have application software. For example, we have license for Microsoft Word, but we didn't install operating system in our computer, so it means that we couldn't use our hardware, yeah. So operating system is the first layer, yeah, the first layer after the hardware. So this is the illustration, the operating system. This is core or kernel, and this is shell, yeah, and then user interface. There is configuration data, registry, configuration file. So there is like first layer after hardware, and then if we already install the operating system, we already have operating system, and then we can use or install the application software. And then hardware plus operating system, sometimes called platform, providing infrastructure for application software. So sometimes we couldn't like we couldn't think that there is hardware and operating system, because it's like one bundle. For example is maybe we have like biometric identification machine, so for example, like if we, for example, for me, I have if I go to university and I want to take presence, I can use my iris detection, and there is system that it's with its bundle between the hardware, the sensor, the hardware, and also the operating system. So it's like one bundle. So we can call it as a platform. Yeah. Okay, and then so for example, in this codes, I think you already friendly with these codes. I mean, the types of the codes. So this is from C++ codes. So what do you think? Which following lines use operating system function? Yeah. So as we already understood that operating system is like master control for all activities. So this is operating system is like manage how to use the hardware, right? How to use the devices. So in here, as we can see, the right lines is actually use the operating system function, explicitly, and then the black lines, for example, the black line this in here is we use the processor. For example, variable var x is number document dot get element by id x dot value. This is we try to catch input, we try to catch input from input devices, and then we save the input to the variable x, so it means that we use the operating system function as a input output management. So operating system function, there we can summarize the operating system function as a process management, memory management, file system, device management, application interface. So you will study more detail about operating system in course of operating system. So you will study. So the most one of the most important function of operating system is as we use is they manage all of the computer system, and they manage how to use the hardware, right? And then another one is about multitasking. So if we open we open Google Chrome, and then we also open Microsoft Word, and then we also open Photoshop, for example. There is like multitasking. So there is like management for multitasking. It's like we run every time the software together, but there is, of course, there is management. So how to manage? This is the operating system function. So there is process management, memory management, file system, device management, and application interface. So it can be this is the illustration. So the operating system, it's like the manager, not manager but CEO. So we can check, for example, we wanna print something. So I wanna print command while using application software such as word processor. And then the word processing application signal the operating system that a document must be sent to the printer. So from our hard disk, we wanna print our document. So the operating system, the word processing. So we click the print button in our word processing. So it means that there is signal to the operating system that we wanna print something, print this document. And then the operating system make communication with the document data and device driver for the printer. And then the device driver control the printer as it prints the documents. So This is the operating system is what is it like yeah, manage all of the function the computer system. Yeah, so this is provides a way for the user to interact with computer as a user interface, and then manage the processor. So when we wanna print, so the operating system will manage the processor that, okay, please stop, there is no processing. So we will ask the device printer. The operating system will ask the device printer to be ready to print our document. And then this is provide a consistent means for software application to work with CPU, and then RAM, and then there is peripheral or other devices, So this is operating system. So this is for process management. This is related with multitasking, So actually, when we try when we run our computer, and then there are many software runs in the same time. Actually, there is like in the same time, actually there is uh, not really in the same time. So it's like a change for one time to another time. It means change from time slash to another time slash. Which part of process should be executed by processor, and the process to choose, make priority, and the make schedule. It's managed by operating system. So this is 5 steps at one time, So this is new is process is being created and ready. Process is waiting to be run by the processor, and then running, it's actually run. So processor actually only running one process in one time, but we like it looks like that a multitasking. So this is operating system that manage all of the process one by one, and then running, and then waiting, and then terminated. So for example, this is admitted, this is new process, and then this is ready. So the operating system makes schedule. So the process is divided to be a small part of the process, and then it's run one by one in the processor. Depends on the schedule, and the schedule is created by operating system. This is process management. So there are some scheduling related for multitasking. So like first come first serve, shortest job first, and round robin. So I just mentioned the types of scheduling, but you will study more detail in operating system course. Okay, and then the next one is about memory management. In memory management, it's like what is it, like a self? I mean that this is a location. It's like locker. This is locker, and then RAM is for transit. Transit zone between hard disk and processor. So we like put data, and this is of course the RAM. The data in RAM has address. Has address. So operating system manage to to locate the data in appropriate location in RAM, and give the address. And then the next one is about virtual memory. So if yeah if you buy something, if you buy a computer and there is operating system, you install by yourself for the operating system, you will you will make configuration for the virtual memory. Virtual memory is, what is virtual memory? Virtual memory is borrowing some space from the hard disk as an additional RAM. So if our RAM says it's small, and then we always run many software in the same time. We do multitasking in our computer, so our RAM requires additional RAM size. So operating system can handle it using virtual memory. So we can configure part of our storage device or part of our hard disk as a virtual memory. So when there are so many software runs together, so for example, I open Google Chrome, I open Zoom, I open I open Microsoft Word, I open music player, I open design graphic software, and then the RAM is overload, so the RAM will exclude part of the instruction or software in the RAM to the virtual memory. So it's kind of swap, it's kind of swap, and we call it as virtual memory management. Okay. And then for files and directory, I think you already understood how to save. There is like folder, and then there is directory, and we can call it as this is a root directory. So for example, root directory this is C. This is the root directory in hard disk, and then it's divided to some children, child directories, and then subdirectories. I think all of you already understood about that. And then file extension, its file consists of one extension, So, for example, .exe, .jpeg, it represent the extension represent the types of the file. For JPEG, it means that this is the compression of image file, and then .htm, this is file related. Was it hypertext, and then .exe is related. It's extension for executable file. And then for file system, maybe you already you ever try to fragment or defragment our the file system in our computer. I think in Windows there is like just right click and you will find option for defragment. What is defragment? It means that fragmented files are stored in non-contiguous areas. It's like the illustration is similar like in RAM, random access memory. So just put the data is put in the location, and then maybe the location is not in continuous area. So sometimes we require to rearrange the file, so that they are stored in contiguous area. So this is, we call it defragment utilities. Okay. I think maybe you already tried about this file utilities, defragment utilities. And then next one is about device management. About device management, of course, how to use the device management. How to use our device. For example, we have printer. So this is hardware, the printer, and this is device driver, which is connected or as a bridge between hardware and operating system. And in the upper layer of the operating system is our application. For example, like Microsoft Word or something. We wanna print something, so this is operating system, and then we wanna print. Click print button, and then this operating system will give signal and will contact device driver, and then the device driver will give instruction to the hardware to print our document. And then for the application interface, because for example, application interface, some of operating system has like collaboration with specific CPU or family of CPU. For example, like Macintosh, they have collaboration with Motorola or IBM or Intel. Most of Intel. Windows is with Intel and AMD. Linux is with Intel, Unix Sun, Intel. So this is, we have application interface. What is application interface? This is different with user interface. Application interface is like the interface between between the device, between the hardware with the operating system. Okay. And then the next one is for user interface. So for user interface, I think most of you already always use user interface based application. Yeah. So for example, like Microsoft Word, or maybe another one, Jupyter Notebook. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe you will yeah, not maybe, yeah, but you will study about Jupyter Notebook after when you take a course in machine learning or AI. So in user interface, there are three types, yeah, of three basic types of user interface, yeah: command line interface, and then menu driven interface, and graphical user interface. So as we can see, this is a command line interface, and then like command prompt in um, in Windows or terminal in Linux, and then there is a menu-driven interface and graphical user interface. So this is user interface also managed by operating system. And then this element of UI, I think you will study also. Maybe you will study how to make appropriate user interface for some application. So maybe you ever heard about UX design, yeah? So this is element of GUI. Yeah. So there is list box, and then spin control box, slide bar, yeah, slide bar, and then drop down list, yeah, radio button, and so on. Yeah, you will, when you take a software engineering course, you will make a prototype of software, and they also require a graphical user interface. You will create a kind of this one. Another one is 3D GUI. I think, yeah, it's you already maybe try it, yeah, about the 3D GUI. But actually, for myself, in my honest opinion, that I'm not so comfortable with this kind of GUI. I don't know, because I have like something with my eyes. So for 3D, it's I just I kind of like confused, yeah. And then there are three types of operating system. Yeah, so like standalone operating system, it's like as we use currently, yeah, for example is Windows, Linux, Mac OS, DOS, and so on. Yeah, so this is standalone operating system. And the network OS, it's the network operating system, is operating system runs on server. So this is specific for server. Yeah, for standalone is for personal user, but for network is for server. Yeah, providing communication and routing services with coordinate communication between the other computers. Yeah, example is Windows Server or Unix or Sun Solaris, and so on. And another one is about embedded operating system. Usually is bundled in mobile device as PDA or cell phone. Yeah, for example, like your Android. Yeah, this is iPhone. Yeah, Google Android, iPhone, Windows Phone. Yeah, maybe long time ago it's BlackBerry operating system. Yeah, yeah, and so on. Yeah. Okay, this is from Mac OS. Is there anyone use Mac OS currently in your PC or in your laptop? Yeah, so this is Mac OS run Apple computers, and yeah, it's very comfortable. Yeah, user friendly. Yeah, one of the benefit from the Mac OS. And then Unix and Linux. Yeah, Unix and Linux is one of the what can I say? GPL operating system. This is open source, yeah, and no proprietary. Yeah. So this is free, and we can also what is it, contribute to improve the Linux OS. Yeah. Anyway, I would like to share that maybe around 5 years ago, I already met this guy. Yeah, maybe you already what is it, um already know or not yet. I don't know, but let's see. Yeah. So okay. So it's around 5 years ago. I joined international conference when I pursuing my PSU program in Japan, and so that is maybe one of you know him or not yet. So this is Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds is a Linux creator, yeah. So one of the founder of Linux operating system. Yeah, it's around 6 years ago. Yeah, so sorry. Okay, yeah, this is only intermezzo. Okay, so back to the back to the our topic. Yeah. Okay. So this is for the Linux. Yeah. So the Linux was developed in 16.9, and this is the Linux symbol, Linux logo, ya, logo icon, ya, Linux icon, ya. So Linus Torvalds try to create Linux when he pursuing his undergraduate program in computer science. So I means that yeah, and you are currently is in undergraduate program of computer science. So please, yeah, do the best in your student's life, yeah, because there is only one opportunity, yeah. So yeah, I mean, please do wisely your time, yeah. Okay, back to this. Was it our topic? So Linux is yeah, was developed by a young Finnish student named Linus Torvalds that I already saw you. Yeah, I joined the conference in around 6 years ago, and then this is open source, and then no proprietary. Yeah, so Google Chrome OS based on Linux. Yeah, and I think many others. So Linux also has some distro. Yeah, so we can use specific distro for our objective. Yeah, of specification. And then this is interface for Linux, Unix, and Linux. Yeah. So Unix is Linux is what is it like based on the Unix OS. Yeah, Unix OS is developed in 16.9, AT&T Bell, and for Linux OS is 91. Yeah. So this is the Linux icon. And then this is for the interface, and then another one is for the embedded operating system. This is on ROM chip, yeah, on mobile device or customer electronic device. So for example, in your phone, yeah, in iPhone or BlackBerry. I don't know if BlackBerry is already rest in peace, yeah. So maybe another one is Samsung Android, yeah. So okay, so this is for the operating system, and then the next one is for utilities. Let's go to utilities. For utility program, I think there are so many utilities programs. So the program often perform tasks related with system maintenance. So the keyword is system maintenance. Yeah. For example, for backup utility, yeah, system restore utility, disk defragmenter, security utilities, yeah, and then other utilities like screensaver, performance monitoring, troubleshooting, personal firewall, and so on. Yeah. So this is related utility program. So utility program is to maintain, yeah, system maintenance, and that provide extension of operating system capabilities. Okay, and then the next one, we continue to the application software. I think application software you already use and you are more friendly with this one. Yeah, this is application software is help you personally to accomplish some specific tasks. Yeah, this is like for business, graphic, and multimedia, home, personal, education. Yeah, email is many so on. And so the keyword is help you personally to accomplish some specific tasks. Some specific tasks. So, for example, for typing, for create document, to make pic, image, or to video editing. So this is we call it as an application software. For example, this is for business software. I think so many, and you already understood. I think, yeah. For example, like word processing, spreadsheet, database, presentation graphics, personal information manager, PDA software, yeah. Software suite, project management, accounting, yeah, and then like another one common feature in word processing software. This is because this specific tasks are really specific, yeah. So like spelling check, grammar check, and so on, yeah. And then spreadsheet, I think you already friendly like for organizing data, calculation, and related all of about number. And then another one, it's for split. It's very related with formula and then charting and then macro. Yeah. And another one in database, you will study about database. Yeah, this is also a business software, that DBMS, database management system. So this is data software allow you to enter, find, organize, update, retrieve information stored in database, and then we can make a structure of our database, yeah, using DBMS. So this is one of the query language, yeah, which is used by used to organize the data, organized to database. Yeah, so this is SQL, yeah, structured query language. You will study about that in another course. We call it as a database course. Yeah. And then this is one of the popular DBMS, yeah, for example, like Microsoft Access, MySQL, and then MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and then Oracle Database, and so on, yeah. And other business software, it's like presentation graphic software, personal information manager, yeah, project management software, accounting software, yeah, yeah. Maybe I think you know more, yeah, about business software. And then graphic and multimedia software, it's and like CAD, computer aided design. Yeah, this is really for architect or engineering people. And then desktop publishing, it's related for graphic design, yeah, multimedia software, photo editing, yeah, yeah, and so many, yeah. And then this is for computer aided software. It is for tech, yeah, or engineering people. And then desktop publishing software is like for publisher, yeah. And then pen or image editing, audio editing, yeah, and then video or audio editing. Yeah. So this is an application software. And multimedia authoring software, web page authoring software, yeah. This is Macromedia, Dreamweaver, yeah, and then multimedia, it's like Macromedia Flash, yeah. And then and then there is software for home, personal, and educational use, like personal finance software, tax preparation software, yeah, and with tax is very complicated, yeah, actually it's for me also. And then travel and mapping software, yeah, home design software, educational software, entertainment software, and many other software. And then this is application software for communication, yeah, like email, web browser, instance messaging, RSS aggregator, blogging. Is there anyone have blog in here? And then FTP, VoIP, peer-to-peer file sharing, and so on. Yeah. And then this is desktop application versus web application and mobile application. Yeah. For the maybe there is a question. Yeah. So we can open, for example, Facebook in our browser. Web application we can open in mobile application. And for another example is like Google Drive. Google Drive, there is a desktop application, web application that we can open in browser, and also mobile application that we can open in our mobile phone. Yeah. So desktop application is application software running on desktop or notebook computer. Yeah. And this is could be developed separately for its operating system or developed as closed platform. And this is need installation. For mobile native application, this is dedicated or specially designed for device operating system or mobile, yeah, for example, our mobile phone, and need installation. How about web application, desktop or mobile? We can just run by open our internet browser, so no need installation. So usually, for example, if you have Google Drive, yeah, so you have Google Drive as a desktop application. We also open in mobile application, and also we can just open from internet browser. Okay, so this is for the user or for developer. This is good or bad because there is like different mindset between user and developer. Yeah, so you will study in software engineering. And then another one is about software license. So please, as we are a computer science, please if you have software, please use a legal software. Yeah, it means that you have license for your software. Yeah, for example, if you wanna use Microsoft Word and you don't have any license, actually our university provide license for Microsoft Word or Microsoft Office, and also for Windows. Yeah, Microsoft Windows also. Yeah, so please do a legal software, because we are computer science. We are one of the people who create software. Yeah, yeah. So so we have to appreciate, yeah, because to make a software, it's requires so many efforts. So you have to use legal software, and for the legal software, this is license. Yeah, so commercial software is copyrighted, so it cannot be legally duplicated for distribution to others. So there is a copyright, and then they have a license. Yeah, so many kinds of license, like single user license, multiple user license, and site license. And of course, license usually there are a EULA, yeah, use and user license agreement, agree or not agree. And please, it's say no to software piracy. Yeah, so if you want to use please, you can check website of the SDE of our university, and there are some license of software for students. Yeah, so you can check it up. Yeah, and then yeah, there are many kinds of software. The first one is commercial software, yeah, for example, like Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Word. Yeah, or maybe like Photoshop is commercial software, and another one is shareware. Shareware is there is a trial period, and then after that you need to buy. And then freeware is copyright software at no cost, so it is free. And then open sourceware. What is open sourceware? Open sourceware is we can contribute, or we can contribute and modify the codes, yeah, source code. And public domain software, this is no copyright restriction, and you can freely copy, distribute, and even sell it. So this is public domain software. And then this is for lesson summary. Yeah. So we already studied about software, and then the types of license, operating system, and then utilities. Okay, I think that's all for this topic, software. And anyway, see you in the next video, and we will continue to the synchronous class. Okay. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi